Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you, and a happy Portal Day 11/11. So first of all, I would like to remind you that every day is a portal, not just today. Every day is a portal because a portal means to go from one point to another, to go through something. So every day is a portal because you go through day to night, so it's basically a portal. But this day 11/11 is a code that reminds us by 11 that we are one observing the other one, which is ourselves. And when we repeat it, it's a master code that reminds us that we are in the path to reconnect with the self, the unity. So another thing to explain from this day is that it's not about the day, it's about the code. Okay, for sure we have heard that the calendar that we have, the Gregorian calendar, doesn't work because it's not aligned with the moon, it's not aligned with the sun. Basically our calendar is not aligned with anything. So so there's people that may say, oh, but I don't know why we are honoring this day if it's not aligned with anything. Well, not because of that, it's because of the code. It's not because of something astronomical or astrological, it's because of the code. When we see 11/11, it's something that a lot of humans in the same day see the pattern 11/11. And because we are all connected in a network, being the neurons of the planet, so when we all see that code, it's like if a thought in the whole humanity starts to work, like, whoa, there's something there's something different, something weird. Okay, so that's why it's an important day. It's because of the code, not because of what happened in the skies. So another important thing is that today is our day 100 in the alignments that we are doing. So it's been 100 days doing these alignments. So we accomplished that, and precisely in the day 11/11. So it's very important, and it seems like it was all prepared, but no, it wasn't. We had no idea that 11/11 would be the 100. So it's perfect. Everything is it's perfect. Another thing is that if this is 100, so we have been doing around 200 hours of alignment till now, so that's a lot. I guess. So another thing that we have today is that today we have our day is the Taurus day, the Toroid. So so we are closing the week of the mind. So it's perfect that the whole thing is aligned with a toroidal day. Perfect. So another important thing to remember is that if you have seen my social media, today we also remembered the two main gatherings that we did in 11/11, which were the ones helping me to do what I'm now, and also they were the ones helping me to connect with all of you. Because the first one in November 11th, 2011 was the moment when I was able to call everyone gathering and discover that the network was there, that all of us were there, that the only thing that we have to do was to call for it, to call for everyone to be connected. So it was amazing. And the second one 7 years after that, because it was the septennial. We did it in November 11th, 2018. And the power of that gathering was to reactivate the project of the connection of the grid, the planetary grid, the network, the sacred geometry of the planet through the project I Am. So here we are doing what we have received in that gathering. So it's perfect. And also today, the information that we are going to talk about is the reflexes. And reflexes is basically that. 11 is a reflection. Okay. So everything is aligned for today. Alineado. So everything is perfectly aligned. So we have everything ready to connect. About about yesterday, I don't exactly remember what he said, but I guess that kind of the idea was that, oh, he was from the sixth dimension. He was from the sixth dimension, so his energy is very different from here, but it's connected with the third dimension because 6 and 3 are connected. Okay, so that would be, and so he was trying to explain us from the sixth dimension that everything in the reality is basically like a clock. So it has like these wheels, like tick, 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 like this, and so this means that there are specific moments that are like the o'clock time. Okay, the o'clock time. So it's like, for example, the little hands of the clock, the one for the seconds, the one for the minutes, the one for the hour. Imagine these three little hands are like the body, the soul, and the mind and the spirit. So when it's coming time, like tick tock, to start another one, to start a new one, so you have to be aligned. The three of them have to be aligned so you can start. So we have to acknowledge that, because it's not like a game for them. In that point of view, is like all a clock. So their energy is very much strong and hard, because they are very strict. The things are like this. So when they say you have to be aligned for a specific moment, you better do so, because it's like the moment. Okay, so that's why in some other dimensions we can perceive everything like a game, but in some other dimensions they don't. So it's more accurate. So we have to respect that if we are working with everyone. Oh, another thing that he said was stop thinking, because to see the tick-tock, you have to feel, you have to perceive it. So if you're thinking about how, why, when, and all these things, so you're not gonna feel it. You have to perceive that. It's the only way, by feeling, by perceiving. Another important thing that he said is that it doesn't matter if we don't know everything that we are supposed to. The important thing is to set the intention. If we set the intention for them, they will perceive it anyway, because it's like an ocean, so it's moving forward with intention. I can't do anything with my signal. My signal is basically fine here. So if you have any problem watching me or listening to me, maybe it's your signal, because for most of the people, they are saying they see and hear fine. And another thing from my point of view, yesterday I was divine connected with the higher, with this part of me from the sixth dimension. So I just wanted to clarify something in case you may misunderstood me. When I said I don't care about you, I could be doing other thing, and but I am here doing this because I want to work for Earth and blah blah. That's a part of the truth, of course, because from the sixth dimension, humans are basically systems that we use. Um, so from the point of view of the sixth dimension, it's it's like this. It's like oh, it's not about you. It's about something else. You're just tools. So that's very from the sixth dimension. So I hope you didn't misunderstand me. So it's just that. Maybe it could seem like ego that when I speak like this, um, but it's not about the ego. It's about from where I'm speaking. In depending on the dimension, it seems like ego because we are used to talk like friends and like humans and so on. When we speak from another point of view, they don't see the emotions and the relations that we have here in the third dimension. It's different. It's another point of view. So that would be. So the last thing I wanted to say about this is that since many years I've been working on that in myself, but there has been some people that used to tell me this is your network, this is your people, okay, so you have to take care of the people of your people. And so I want to clarify these two concepts. One, network. The network is not mine. The network is the network, and I am just one dot in the network, and each one of you is another dot, so we are all moving together. If I disappear tomorrow, so I expect for you to keep doing it because the network is all of us, it's not one person, okay. So that's it. And the other thing is about taking care of the people, or the people of my people of the network. And I want to say about this that that's a concept very from the patriarchal system, okay, where the father or the shaman or the leader has to take care of their people so the people could be safe under his control or whatever. So it's not like that. I don't want to take care of any one of you, and I want to be clear about this. I guess that responsible is one key word for everything we are doing. So you have to be responsible for yourself, and we are just here working together, each one of it on its own part. So we are not here to um, to project any patriarchal system. Okay, so that's it. The patriarchal system in which we can also take some Freud explanations about it. But if we are trying to leave Freud also behind, because some things are not very from our days, so we also have to leave those kind of things behind too. So of course, my part of on all this is to speak here, and I have to be very responsible for everything that I say here, because of course there's a lot of people listening. But also I just want to remind you that I am just doing my part in the network. I am not the center of the network. So each one of us has its own part, and my part is this, to speak. So imagine that, picture this, that we are all a big network, and each one of us is one dot. One tiny dot in all this network. So now that each one of those nodes, one of them goes up and the other one goes down, and so on, like moving constantly, like some of them up, some of them down, and it's organic. Okay. So this movement, this organic movement, now we will see it as the waves in the ocean. So like waves in the ocean. Do you have the image? So now picture this, that there's no center in that network. Okay, it's a hole, and it's very like with weird shapes. So you have oceans, seas, inner seas, bays. Like for example, you have the Atlantic Ocean, and just by 14 kilometers you have the Gibraltar Strait towards the Mediterranean, which is very big inside, okay, between Africa and Europe. So all the shapes of the water, they have no center. And even if we think that the center of the Pacific Ocean is the deepest part in the center of everything, is not. Basically, the deepest part is in a corner down Japan in the Mariana Trench. All the waves in that oceans and sea is like one of those nodes going up and the other one going down. All the waves constantly. So now imagine this, that you have the sun above you, okay? And the sun reflects, depending on which moment of the day, reflects in the water, and it starts to make shine the waves. So maybe one wave going up will shine in that direction, and one wave just aside the other one will reflect into other direction. So what is the light? Light are the particles of photons, the photon particles that come from the sun, and they reflect in the water of our planet. So these reflections is basically photons crashing with the waves, with the atoms of the water, and reflecting in different directions. So what we are looking in the ocean, like normally we see these shiny stars, like if it's like magic and fairy, okay, all this movement that is beautiful in the ocean are basically particles of photon crushing the water in the atoms of the water and reflecting in so many directions that we cannot see perfectly the wave, so we see all this light going everywhere. So those things that we are picturing right now is what we call reflexes. Reflexes. So what is a reflection? Reflexes comes from the word re, that means to come back, and flectere, flexus, that means to bend and to turn back. Okay, so so this means that all the light that goes into something that we see, that goes to some spot, it will bend itself, turning back to me. Okay, so that's reflection. So the same way in which the light reflects, the particles of light reflect in the atoms of the water, and we see the shining. every living being with water inside will also do exactly the same. The reflection of these particles towards me. But also we have to understand this, that these tiny particles of light, the photons, are basically everywhere. They create reality. Everything that exists is basically light. So this heat that we feel in our body and this what we call the aura is basically these particles that are moving through our own body and they expand from our body. Okay, so they expand from our body, and this 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 expansion is like if we are a sun, okay, a star, a sun in the sky, but now we reflect that, we emit that light to the waves of the water of the people around us. So basically our light, okay, our inner light will expand and reflect in the water, the blood and the eyes of the other people around us, coming back to us. So I don't know if you picture this sometimes, but the sun cannot see its own light. The sun is the light, but it's impossible for the sun to see its own reflection, its own light. So the only way in which the sun do that is by the light projecting in the planets around, in Mercury, in Venus, Earth, the Moon, Mars, Jupiter, and so on. When this light from the sun goes to the planets, it touches the planets and it bends themselves again, coming back to the sun. So this light coming back goes through every planet because the photons doesn't see matter, it just goes through. So when the photons come and they reflect in some of our atoms, they mold and modify our energy with the light of the sun reflected in the area of that planet. So this is how I am getting molded by planets, so astrology. Okay, so basically it's because the photons are reflecting the light of the sun in the planet. That's it. So basically, if I take the example that I am the sun of my own solar system, so the people around are like the planets, I will project that light to the planets will reflect it into me with their own energy. With their own energy, reflect here. So this is how I'm gonna see what is happening. So one thing that we have to understand is that the same energy I have, and it's only one that I project, okay, in the outside, but the reflection of that light will be different if the planet that reflected is Venus or the planet that reflected is Mars. Venus will reflect my energy with love, and Mars will reflect my energy with war. So this is why it's not precisely and exactly that everything that I project outside will come as a reflection to me in the facts of others. Because we are missing the point that the others are planets with its own molecular composition, and the reflection that I receive is according to the molecules where it reflected. Basically, as I said, it's not that what you expand is exactly the same everywhere and you will receive exactly the same. like a mirror. No. Basically, what happens is that everything that I expand will be reflected according to the person that reflected, the composition of that person. So when I have something to learn from myself that I don't see from myself, I will, of course, understand what I have from the rage if I reflect it in Mars, or from love if I project it in Venus. Okay, so it's the same information but different people, different compositions. I guess that with this you can picture it. So if you didn't, listen it again. So as an example, imagine myself saying again, for me, humans are basically tools that we have to use for evolution. I say this, and some of you will receive this information and you will answer back saying, yes, I totally resound with this. Thank you. You clarified this, blah, blah. And there will be some other people that doesn't love to feel used. They will say, I don't like it. I don't want to be used by anything, blah, blah, blah. So by the reflection, I said exactly the same information, but two different answers. So by the answers, okay, what I am gonna be able to understand is, okay, so I have to look a different way to explain this so other people can understand it more equally, so my message is not mistaken. Okay, but the message is this, is what I have. So there are two different ways in which it is reflected on me. So I can see how can I change the way in which I express it. Okay. This is to understand how reflection works. That everything that comes to me is a reflection that I created, but it's distorted by the energy of the other person. Okay? So it's not about how can I change it in order to get myself free from that. It's about how can I transform the way in which I express it. Okay, let's go to the information for today. The vibration for today is the statement is I am the eternal expansion. The code for today is the fourth dimension. While patterns limitate bodies into its three rigid positions, in the fourth dimension, the key is evolution, the constant modification of that body. Thus, it's related to the unlimited process. This means that the movement of the bodies acknowledging different perspectives of its development process. Here, time is tangible and manageable. So let's go to the alignment. Sit proper, sit comfortable. Move your shoulders. And we focus in our breathing as we leave the weight fall down. I become aware of the light around me. Perceiving the photons going through my body to the core of it, making it shine from within. I recognize myself as light within and outside, as one light only. For I am. Take a deep breath and recognize I am the higher self going down through my body, crossing through the crown, third eye, throat, heart, plexus, sacrum, root, knees, and ankles. I become aware of the light of the I Am irradiating inside my body. I set my intention. I desire to find the origin of all my reflections. I descend from my feet to the core of the planet, going through the crust by the roots, stones and rocks. Feeling the heat and pressure of the magma. Going faster and faster to the core, the iron core of the earth, in the darkness, in the pressure. I feel the darkness and the pressure in the core, where all the things from the world comes to me. And I feel the pressure pushing the I Am to expand, going north, up and down in the south. And I feel the freedom of this pressure expanding in my feet and my crown. As I pronounce the sound, I feel how the pressure of the core expands in light on my feet and crown, creating the southern lights and the northern lights shining emerald color. I feel the light on the sky, and I project and expand the southern and northern lights with this beautiful emerald and green color through all my magnetic field around the earth. The Taurus that emerges from the deepest part of myself. I am the eternal expansion. I am the eternal expansion. I am the eternal expansion. en tanto brille estrella desde su latido interior. El camino de estrellas se abre. De la madre sonará su canción. En el mundo vibra y resuena la más poderosa canción. Resuena su voz en el eterno. Vibra en tu corazón. Desde el centro, el cubo irradia. Sois cubo, hechos aquí. Sois tiempo y espacio unidos. Vibra y enciende aquel que sueñe. Abre las puertas de arriba y abajo. Estamos en medio, nosotros oyendo. Somos la vida y belleza de la luz. Hor. Somos la madre que en ti vibra. Somos la madre que en ti renace. Somos madre que vibra. Somos Hor. Y el cielo de estrellas refulge en vuestro latir, que sus voces altos suenen. Desde el centro han de surgir. Estamos aquí para la gran madre. Esta es la hora 11. Es momento de estar listos, pues ya llega la hora de tic-tac. Las voces del hilo hablan. El cielo en la tierra habla a la gran madre. La hora 11 es momento de enfrentarse a la gran espera. Tic-tac. And now we close the week of the mind, and we open the emotional week of Scorpio. So thank you for the people that maybe can translate what she said in the messages below in the video, so people in English can have the information which she shared. Thank you. Thank you everyone for being there.